Guys, this isn't time for your stupid little club and you guys all patting each other on the ass. Go, oh, we love Joe, we're so on the in. This is time to win. Stay away from Biden. Biden is not a popular person. So I hate to break the hearts of Democrats, but if you would like to beat Donald Trump, please do rational things and not just things that appease powerful Democrats. That's for another day when we're not trying to win a national election. That's for like your feelings and you want to do rosé all day at another time and go to brunch and mop up Biden's tears.
The woke left are absolutely panicking right now when it comes to this next presidential election between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. Anna Kasparian and Cenk Uygur and the rest of the Young Turks are in full panic mode because as Anna Kasparian, yes, she's starting to come around. Yes, she's officially left the left, but she still doesn't want Donald Trump to win because she's been brainwashed for the last 8 or so years to think that Donald Trump is this big, bad, evil person, literally Hitler, the big, bad boogeyman, orange man, whatever. You guys get the picture. Because Anna Kasparian and Cenk Uygur and the rest of these idiots have been brainwashed, they're still voting for and rooting for Kamala Harris to win. And now that Donald Trump is seeming like he's taking a commanding lead over Kamala because of the really bad media tour that Kamala Harris has been going on The View and all these different shows, they're absolutely freaking out. Not just Kamala Harris's crew, but also all of her supporters, like the people of the Young Turks, Anna Kasparian, Cenk Uygur. All these people are freaking the hell out. Let's get into this clip here of Anna Kasparian and Cenk Uygur freaking out, losing their minds over Donald Trump taking a good lead over Kamala Harris.
Think differently than President Biden during the past 4 years.
There is not a thing that comes to mind in terms of, and I've been a part of most of the decisions that have had impact.
Oh boy. Okay, we're doing an instant poll in the chat right now. Okay, should Kamala Harris do more interviews or no? Because that's a terrible answer. So there's a whole drama as to whether she should have answered that. Later, she went back to amended, hold for that. And then I'm gonna weigh in on whether I think she should keep doing these interviews or not. Back to you, Anna.
Well, Kamala Harris has been doing more interviews. And to be fair, she's been urged to do more interviews. And that might be one of the few things that she's been listening to. So credit where credit is due on that. However, during her appearance on The View, she did what she seemed to wanna not do, which is distance herself from Joe Biden. Instead, she decided to say that, no, I'm totally in line with everything Joe Biden has done. And it's a bizarre move because according to a recent CNN report, her campaign team is well aware that anything having to do with Biden is extremely unpopular with voters at the moment. Now, we're going to get back to that report in a second, and it's important to know the details of that. But before we do, let's hear more of what Kamala Harris has to say about the Biden administration.
The work that we have done, for example, capping the cost of insulin at $35 a month for our seniors is something I care deeply about allowing Medicare to negotiate drug prices and bring the cost of prescription medication down for seniors, but my intention is to expand that for all Americans. The work we have done to invest in American industries, whether it be in terms of manufacturing and create.
Why do you guys think that Kamala Harris's answers are so bad? I have my theory. I think there's a couple of different explanations that people have been giving. Number one, she might be scared of the puppet masters that were controlling the actual Biden regime because obviously Joe Biden wasn't doing it from the beach. Somebody's calling the shots, whether that's Obama or whoever else. Somebody's calling the shots. So maybe she's scared to criticize those people. What I think is that Kamala Harris and really most Democrats now care so little about actual policy because all they have to do is say Donald Trump bad, I am not Donald Trump, therefore vote for me, and it works. They got elected last election doing that. And so Kamala Harris now, whenever she's going on Stephen Colbert or The View and she's asked these questions like, what would you do differently if you were president versus Joe Biden? She says like, or I think Stephen Colbert, the actual question that was asked is, what's different? What makes you different from these others? And she's just like, well, number one, I'm not Joe Biden, and I'm damn sure not Donald Trump. It's like, that's all she has. So in my opinion, the reason why she gives such bad answers on this is because she hasn't even looked at policy at all. She doesn't even care. It doesn't matter because all they care about is power and getting elected. And all you have to do to get elected as a Democrat is just don't be Donald Trump and you win.
Creating almost 800,000 new jobs around manufacturing. Those were all a shared priority.
So let me just say, while I think that it is definitely risky to tie yourself to policies that were implemented by Biden, there are policies implemented by Biden that are popular. And so I like that she decided to focus on the cost of pharmaceutical drugs, right? She focused on the right things. Now, had she decided to instead focus on sending tens of billions of dollars in military funding to Israel or hundreds of billions of dollars in military funding to Ukraine, that kind of stuff, or if she touted the Biden administration's immigration policy, which...
If you enjoy content like this, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out a ton. Let's get back to the video.
Whether you are in favor of his policies or not, they are not polling well. If she attached herself to that, that would hurt her politically, big time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But at least she focused on the right issues.
Yeah. Oh, look at that poll moving live. I love that. Okay, so keep voting in the poll move as we go.
Let's put up the split screen.
Yeah, there it is. Okay.
Interesting.
So I'm going to weigh in on the poll in a second, but first let's keep going about this. Look, we're going to give you the debate in a second as to whether what direction she should go on staying with Biden and say, yeah, I'm proud to be with Biden, or starting to create distance between herself and Biden. So that's a different question than whether she should do interviews. In that question, I think
the answer is she should do less interviews if she wants to win. And also, if she wants to win, she should distance herself from Biden as much as humanly possible. I don't know about you guys. Let me know in the comments. I'm very interested to hear. But I haven't really talked to anyone who is super happy with Joe Biden's America. There's so many issues with it. And I don't know if this is a case of like, no matter who the president is, the media has become so advanced at making everything out to be the worst thing ever whenever they're going against someone. So what I mean by that is, like, whenever Donald Trump was president, a lot of people were very aware of all of the negative parts of Donald Trump's presidency and not too aware of the positive parts. Same thing's happening with Joe Biden's on both sides. Everyone is super aware with the negative parts and nobody's aware of any positive parts, really. Unless you talk to like a hardcore leftist who can bring it up. But I think going forward, it's gonna really flip-flop, like Republican, Democrat, because like I said, the media has become so advanced at manipulating the masses into thinking that, the president that's currently sitting is so bad. And because so many people genuinely have like a lot of struggles in their life, they're a whole lot quicker to believe that what the sitting president is doing is really bad versus what the sitting president is doing is really good. So I think it's going to be Republican, Democrat for the foreseeable future in these next few elections, because they're so good at manipulating. Really, what I'm trying to say is, like, number one, Kamala Harris should be doing less interviews. Number two, she needs to distance herself from Joe Biden, because, like I was saying, everybody who I talked to, who even were Biden supporters or Donald Trump haters, who wanted Biden to get elected. Most Biden supporters are really just haters of Donald Trump, so they voted for Biden. And that's really what everybody I talked to that didn't vote for Trump was saying. And they're all on Donald Trump's side this time around. Like, it's now the cool thing. Like, now, before last election, you were kind of the outcast if you were voting for Trump. Nowadays, like, you're looked at as lame and an idiot if you aren't voting for Trump. And I think that's going to continue to flip-flop as time goes on, at least while Donald Trump is around to run for president. I think it's going to keep flip-flopping because he's so polarizing.
Hey, stay away from Biden. Biden is not a popular person. So I hate to break the hearts of Democrats, but if you would like to beat Donald Trump, please do rational things and not just things that appease powerful Democrats. That's for another day when we're not trying to win a national election. That's for like your feelings, and you want to do rosé all day at another time and go to brunch and mop up Biden's tears. But right now, number one, you look like you're not the change candidate, which you desperately need to be if you want to win this race, if you stick very close to Joe Biden. Number two, he has some unpopular policies that then get stuck onto you. And rhetorically, you want to be a fresh new thing, not, oh yeah, I would have done the same thing as Biden for the last 4 years. I don't know if you know this, Biden's not in the race anymore. And his health and his mental deterioration is a part of it, but also he wasn't gonna win. Right. Because right now, only about a quarter of Americans think we're going on the right path. So if you're gonna do interviews, which here, I'll give you a teaser, I think she should, you have got to get a better handle on this issue. You've got to have a terrific answer for, here's what I agree with Joe Biden on and I'm proud of, right? We lowered drug prices. Where the hell are Republicans in lowering drug prices? And here's the parts I do not agree with Joe Biden. And in Washington, I know that that's a giant crime.
That's never gonna happen.
Right?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, saying you would disagree with a Democratic president. Guys, this isn't time for your stupid little club and you guys all patting each other on the ass. Go, oh, we love Joe, we're so on the in.
I think
this is time to win.
So oftentimes, like, you'll refer to people like Trump as like a blunt instrument, right?
Yeah.
And I think you're good at recognizing blunt instruments because I think you yourself are a blunt instrument.
Damn right I am.
Is. Okay, so look, I overall agree with what you're saying, but I do think that the framing and the tone is everything because there are plenty of voters within the Democratic base who love Joe Biden and would not take kindly to Kamala Harris being as aggressive as you were in the way that you framed that and the way that you said it, right? But I do agree with you that when it comes to the unpopular policies that were implemented or the failures of the Biden administration, she should try to distance herself.
But Anna, look here, let me make one more counter argument. Because the Biden lovers have a 0% chance of not voting for Kamala Harris.
You never know.
No. I mean, 7 of them will stay home. If she spat in his face, 7 of them would stay home, and only 7. You know why? Because they're diehards. They hate Trump. They're never gonna move over Trump. And remember, they follow the current Democratic leader no matter what. He could come out and be like, oh, I finally defeated America. And they'll be like, hey, he's young, he's 25. He's 25, he's dynamic, okay? He's the best possible candidate we have. Those guys are not going to vote against the Democratic leader, no matter what Kamala Harris says. So for God's sake, go get the undecideds who, I hate to break it to you, don't love Joe Biden.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Yeah, these guys are definitely, they're spiraling. The Democratic side, the young Turks, Anna Kasparian, Cenk Uygur, all these people, they realize that the election is slipping out of their hands right now. And I think the more Kamala Harris speaks, the more it does slip out of their hands, which is a good thing for us and honestly a good thing for the country, good thing for the world. Let me know in the comments though, what do you guys think about this Young Turks clip? What do you think about Anna Kasparian and Cenk Uygur's reaction to the whole thing? And what do you think is gonna happen in this next election? It's a little scary for me because in the last one I thought Trump was gonna win for sure. I'm still scared about it because really bad things could happen if Trump loses. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And hopefully I see you guys on the next video.